Many of you in the comments tell me that, hey, I've got the money thing figured out, but I kind of like my job. It's not that hard of a job, get paid pretty well. Maybe even you're down to 4 days a week working, but you're fearful about what are you going to do in retirement? Your life has been your job. People ask you what you do for a living. You tell them, I'm an engineer, I'm an accountant, I'm an electrician, whatever. So today's video, I thought I would answer a couple common questions that I get. What does a typical day look like for me? What did today look like? Just to give an example, what's an ideal day, sorry. And what lessons do I hope you glean from today's video? Some common themes that are throughout here, and then I got two questions at the end. So that's kind of how we're going to go. So a typical day in retirement, let's just say an average Tuesday. I'm not talking about when we're traveling. I think we made 7 vacations last year, a little excessive, but some things popped up. One of the reasons it was a little higher is we gave our kids for Christmas, and each one of them, all expense paid vacation. Here's the caveat though, you have to take Lisa and Joe with you. We'll pay for it, but so we're doing that with our 4 kids. So taking out holidays, birthdays, weddings, other big family kind of events, just your average little Tuesday. Okay, so typically I wake up about 7:30 in the morning. That's 9 hours of sleep. Okay, typically, maybe sometimes a little bit more, but 9 hours. When I was working out, it was 7, okay? But no alarm clock, that's what my body needs. I never take a nap, I'm never sleepy during the day. I get up and I exercise. I have a routine that's at least an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, depending on what routine that I do. I do a lot of cardio, a lot of stretching first, cardio, HIIT training. I lift weights every 3rd day, and then I run outside some hills about every 4th day. Got other videos on that, but exercise. I wake up and I wander downstairs or put on my clothes and go outside. Then I catch up on the news, and I'm not a news junkie, but I'll read the local newspaper, and I have a couple other feeds that I get, and that'll take me 15 minutes. So I'm not an in detail person on the news and have to be current on everything, but kind of aware of most things, but not in any detail. Go to a few websites, actually get on YouTube. There's a couple content creators that I listen to their interpretation of the news that helps me digest things and critically think about things a little more. I do that news, that may be 30 minutes, 40 minutes in total. I do that in my cool down when I'm, soaking wet from sweating. Then I take a shower, that cools me down, and then it's at least 10 o'clock in the morning at this time, 10:30 sometimes. Then I'll come in my office where I'm at now, and I'll check out email for about 20 minutes. I get a lot of, email from you guys. Have some other things that I keep, boards that I'm on, Park Pals, the park that I'm on. I'm president of the HOA. I get a few things in that. And then I may check out YouTube for about an hour. I'm checking out retirement stuff, investing stuff, people's analysis of the stock market, what's going on in the world. And then I'm typically eating. It's about 11 o'clock, 11:30 when I'm eating. Then in the afternoon, there's a lot of variability in the afternoon. I can be doing a home project. Right now, I'm moving a bunch of furniture around upstairs because my daughter and son-in-law moved out. They bought a house in Everly, all moved out. So I'm rearranging that, cleaning some stuff off, repairing a few things. In the summer, I do a lot of yard work. I got, like 30 trees in my yard, cut grass, use the edger. There's always something going on, a tree to plant, a tree that died. And I'm doing projects now. This week, I'm thinking about my daughter's house. doing a lot of little jobs out there, mounting their TV on the wall. You know, they've got Everly around, so they got this anchor slowing them down of doing these things. They got a couple electrical problems. They got some water downspout issues I'm working on. Just, you know, another house, and I'm enjoying those projects. I do them at my speed, and I'm helping my son-in-law understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So that's fun. Also, you know, some afternoons, it's a couple days a week now that I'm babysitting Everly. Like, you know, either one of the parents may have a doctor's appointment or something like that, and I'll go over and I'll babysit Everly for a couple hours. I have my study group that I'm always preparing for. We're studying Jimmy Carter this month. We actually have a field trip to the library where we're going to listen to a speaker at the library who wrote a book. That's coming up in a week, I believe. I also, in the afternoons, I love listening to a book. So if I don't have any home projects, I'm not watching Everly, I don't have any prep or don't want to work on my study group, I'll listen to a book. And I've been really into Bill O'Reilly's Killing series. Killing Jesus, Killing Reagan, Killing Lincoln, Killing the Witches, Killing England, Killing Patton. There's probably 12 books in that series. Killing the Legends is another one. Bill O'Reilly's got about 20 books out. I like how he writes. It's very simple. And he just really goes into detail. You know, when you listen to YouTube or, you know, you catch snippets on the news about, you know, an event, it just hits the highlights. It's just a little sound bites where Bill O'Reilly goes in and he references things. And like Billy the Kid was one that he spent on Killing the Legends, I think it was. I wasn't Killing Legends, but Billy the Kid, you know, what were the details? He went in like 30 minutes just on Billy the Kid, things you don't typically know. I love that. Love the fact checking and the referencing that he does in his books, and just interesting little tidbits. So also in the afternoons, I may make a video or two. I make about 3 videos a week, and that's about 3 or 4 hours. So highly variable. My mornings are pretty set. My afternoons are highly variable. As you get in the evenings, you know, I visit my mom. This week I'm going to visit her 3 times. She's in a nursing home, as many of you know. 2 to 3 times is typical. I'm power of attorney for her, so I may be working on some paperwork. I got to do that now. Got 3 insurance companies you're dealing with, but Medicare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, supplement, and then long-term care. That's fun. For dinner, you know, about 3 times a week, I'm grilling or smoking meat. Smoking meat's a little longer affair, but I like taking part in preparing meals. If my wife prepares meals, I almost always, you know, she likes to cook too, more than me. I like just meat. But she loves to cook new recipes, and 100% of the time I clean up dishes, but it's just the 2 of us. You know, I meet with friends probably 2 times a week, but that's nothing standard, but a couple times a week I'm meeting with friends. And then there's several things that are just, you know, once a quarter or once a month that just, you know, there's something every week. You know, I am a guest speaker at the business school of a local university. I talk about applying lean concepts to work. Talk about operations management. Those are a couple career paths that they have. I mentor 2 people, and I'm having at least every 2-week call with them. I'm on the board of community advisors for a local company. I paint for Habitat. I'm on Parks Board. You know, there's 2 meetings a month with that. Then I get some HOA stuff. Maybe once a month I have something to do HOA wise. So there's just a whole smattering of things that happen in the afternoons and early evenings for me. And what did today look like? Well, today I got up at 7:30. I get up within a couple minutes of 7:30, exercise, ate, normal stuff, look at the news. But then I went to my daughter's house and did the jobs that I was talking about. Covering Everly, watching her. She's 13 months old. While one of them went on a doctor's appointment, and then I visited mom. I just got home from visiting mom. So today was actually a very busy day, more busy than I'd like to be. I left the house around 10:30 and got home at 6:30. Just out running around doing things. One of the things I did do that I'm very proud of, my son-in-law, he's fairly handy but doesn't have a lot of tools. So I built him a housewarming gift and with some tools, and not only tools, but just a couple tools, but really fasteners. I bought him a little Makita fastener. It's like a suitcase, like a briefcase, if you know what a briefcase is nowadays. But it's got like 12 compartments in there, so I bought nuts, bolts, screws, and things like that to fill electrical stuff, to fill that up for him as a starter housewarming gift. It felt good to do that. What's an ideal day? My next point, what is an ideal day? And how many out of 7 days do I get of these ideal days? Well, today was a little busier than I like to be, but not far off what I've described that a typical day looks like for me. Get up, exercise, cool down, look at the news, do have an event in the afternoon, whether it's some outside work, whether it's some helping out a friend, helping out with Park Pals, helping out with Habitat, helping out at my daughter's house, doing a project around my house, going and seeing my mom, meeting with my retirement group. Those are what my ideal days look like. And I really have, about 5 out of 7 look like that. 5 out of 7. And, as I was writing these, I wrote these yesterday, but I extracted, what are my learnings and lessons in this? So the common theme for me is I really like learning new things through books and YouTube and other people, discussions with other people in the couple of retirement groups that I'm in. But I also like to help others. Last week, I forgot to mention this, last week there was a career day at a local high school. I volunteered to go and talk there about engineering and what that can lead to, and how hard it is, typical classes, what's a typical engineer do. I probably talked to 25 kids at the high school. That was great. I just really enjoy, helping others with the struggle of life. I mentor a couple people. I said that. I make these YouTube videos. I'm in retirement groups. I'm helping out my daughter and son-in-law with, they've got a lot of chaos going on. They got a young 13-month-old and got a brand new house. Just helping others, I really enjoy it. I've got the time to do it, and I've got the skill set to do it. I also enjoy, my health. That's a big part of my focus. It's the first thing I do every day is get up and exercise. And I like to cook. I like to cook whole foods, one ingredient foods. If it's got an ingredient list, I try not to eat it. I'm not perfect, but I try not to eat it. My days are not full. You may look at this list and say, oh my gosh, it sounds like a job. It's a very slow pace. One of the things I've mastered over 6 years of retirement is slowing down. So I don't do anything real fast. And if I've got 7 things I want to get done today, if I get 3 done, that's fine. If I get 0 done, that's fine. So the days aren't structured to be full, and they're very flexible, and I can slow down the pace as much as I want. Today was a rare day that I was pretty busy. I got another phone call from a friend that wanted to go to a shooting range with me today and go out to lunch, and I just couldn't do it because I promised my daughter I'd do some things today. So that almost never happens, that I turn down, just an impromptu call that just comes in and say, hey, can you do this today? That's one of the cool things about retirement is 19 out of 20 of those I can do. And that's what I told this guy. I said, man, you called me on the 20th day. 19 out of 20 would work. One other thing that's a kind of a lesson in here is note that I didn't list television. I used to watch 3 to 4 hours of television when I worked. I'd come home from work, I was tired, mentally exhausted. I'd veg out and let's put a sitcom or a movie on TV. Let me have an out of body experience and focus on somebody else's life, and let me recharge sitting here on the couch. I never do that anymore. But evenings are productive time, if you want to think of it that way. Productive, or rather, me time. What do I want to do to help others, to learn? What do I want to do? I watch TV. Typically, I'll start watching something around 9 p.m. just to kind of really slow my mind down. I like sitcoms. If I watch a war picture, last night I watched Fury, a World War II movie. I have a little trouble going to sleep after I get that excited. So I try not to watch action after 9 o'clock. But hey, I've been retired 6 years. You know, I'll let you know when I'm bored or when I'm searching for meaning, but it's just not happening. I'm still a little kid in a candy store, just smiling ear to ear with the journey so far. I got 2 questions for you to ponder here at the end of this video. How close was today to your ideal day? Was it? How close was it? And then number 2, when was your last ideal day? If it wasn't today, when was your last one? You know, in retirement, I say at least 5 out of 7 are pretty close to my ideal, at least. So that's what retirement is about. That is hard to get your head around when you're still working. Is you can design your ideal day. Some of the things you don't like doing, the meetings, the expectations, the requirements that like, hey, we've tried this before. We tried this 10 years ago. Some of those things that are frustrating in your job, you just push them out and don't do them. It's you're controlling your time, what you want to study, who you want to help, when you want to help them. It's completely under your control. Now, the downside is you don't get paid for that. But when you find yourself in a position where you could do whatever you want because you got the money thing figured out, you know, how big of a pile of money do you need? You know, you can always work one more year. Work one more year is always going to make sense financially. Eventually, everybody's going to make a decision to value their time over money, and they're controlling of their time over money. So those are some things to ponder and what's going on for me today. Let's do it.